which is exclusively brought to you by Epigenic Solution, managed by Sai Golden Hands Planet, Malaysia and India. And I'm Prabha here, and with the great guidance of Dr. Prabhu, a great master as he is, I have come to understand about the biovibes and also understand why human frequency should always be maintained at the optimum level. And sure, it won't take you all too long to understand if you all happen to attend his classes quite frequently. You will definitely understand how to maintain your frequency at an optimal level. And here we go again, more on Dr. Prabhu. Dr. Prabhu is a medical practitioner and an ENT surgeon. His experience in biovibes has been for more than 16 years. He has done a lot of research on brain waves and has 6 years of experience in epigenic solutions. And you will come to know that, Jayanti, can you share the screen of doctor's interest, please?
Hold on.
Oh, there he has come. Actually, Dr. Prabhu has attended virtually his daughter's wedding, Akanksha's wedding virtually. It was dated, the wedding was already pre-planned, but sad that he and his family couldn't attend, but they virtually attended and he's just rushing back to give us this wonderful session here again. Thank you, Doctor.
Welcome. This is Jayanti sharing, is it?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
I'm just doing my introduction. So can I finish with this?
No, she needs to give permission for me to share my slide as well.
She will do that.
Finish your thing and then you go ahead.
Yeah, you have to give him the permission. Okay. Okay. And doctor, can you please share your areas of interest? And there, okay, it's not needed. You can see from the screen, doctor's areas of interest. And yes, there are some of the amazing interests that he has. And definitely, I'm sure there'll be many more listed in the near future. And let me go on a brief explanation on epigenic. There are about 800 factors in epigenetics, out of which 150 factors has been recognized by scientists and medical field all over the world. And here at Golden Hands Epigenic Solutions, a wide research has been made on 7 major factors or fields. And Dr. Brian Lipton has said that energy is one of the important epigenic factors. And this particular area of energy has been widely researched by Dr. Prabhu, and he coined the name Biovibes after documenting the energy fields of more than 20,000 over human beings. He found out that over 80% of people are vibrating at a very low frequency, and out of which the 20%, some vibrate moderately, and most of them, and very a low percentage of human race vibrate and resonate at the same frequency as the universe. And that's the epigenic solutions, where doctor has majored on the major 7 fields. You can see that. And when you take the hair analysis and the quantum analysis, you'll come to know that you'll know, like, you don't normally when you go to the medical clinics, they work on your symptoms of your disease. But here, when you come for the epigenic solutions, you can already understand beforehand what are the lacks in your body, or which vitamins or minerals are lacking, or what exactly the problem you will get later on in your life. So you'll get a chance to uh, get yourself better even before you get attacked by the disease. So here you have the reverse. You can also reverse your disease. That's exactly what is done in Golden Hands Epigenic Solutions. And doctor will be explaining more about it in more sessions to come. And that is why Dr. Prabhu is very keen to help and guide many of us to vibrate at an optimal level, and to help us understand our purpose here and elevate our journey to understand our higher self. Okay, now we have doctor here, so I think Doctor, do we need to go for the meditation or you will start the class?
Yes. You can finish the meditation. From there, we'll take it up.
Okay, because last week we didn't get to do the meditation. So hopefully you will enjoy the session. So all of you, please be comfortably seated. Take a couple of deep breaths. And if possible, you can close your eyes to enjoy this session. Take a couple of deep breaths. Be seated in ease. And now take a deep breath and let go. One more, please. And bring your focus to the root chakra. And imagine color red becoming bigger and wider. And imagine a kind of root-like red color. Roots are appearing from the root chakra and touching Mother Earth. Imagine you're getting rooted to our divine Mother Earth. And as this chakra is being enhanced, you just say that I am brave, I'm bold, I'm fully satisfied, I'm strong, I'm capable. And as your root chakra has been enhanced, slowly bring your focus to the Hara chakra that is just 2 inches below your navel. And the color here is orange. Imagine a beautiful, rich orange light getting stronger in this area of Hara chakra. It is getting wider and stronger than before. And this is the energy of the divine feminine energy. As you're enhancing this chakra, you say that my both masculine and feminine energy is being balanced. My both wants and need are being balanced. I completely balance all my emotions and learn to walk the path of neutrality. Imagine the color orange getting more brighter than before. And now that you have activated your root chakra and your Hara chakra, please concentrate the activation happening in both these chakras for some time. And slowly open your eyes when you're ready. And in the next session, we activate your solar plexus. We thank all the energies that's here, that has helped us to guide. And I thank all of you to have taken part in this meditation. And thank you, Dr. Prabhu, for giving me this opportunity. Slowly open your eyes, taking a deep breath in, breathe out, and we handle. And Dr. Prabhu, I'm handing over this session to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Very blessed morning to every one of you. And my apology that I just logged in a little late because I had to travel from my home down here to my clinic. Anyway, how many of you are new people down here? How many are new so that I can start off with today's one, or I need to give them a little bit of last 2 weeks information? Jayanti?
1, 2, 3. I think 3 of them is
Okay, fine.
Doctor.
Anyway, for all the newcomers, we appreciate your joining us here. Thank you very much. Uh, this is going to be a very beautiful session because unless you all continuously attend this modules every week, you all won't be able to pick up what I'm giving because you'll be missing all my previous one. Even now, it's not too late. My previous three recordings, we will be able to assist you, provided you make a promise that you're going to attend continuously so that you pick up what information are you sharing. And this particular information, what I'm sharing is not 1 or 2 years. I've spent almost 16 years of my journey along with my doctor's job. I worked on this platform and then picked up a lot of information. This is what I want to give you all so that you know how to handle your journey of life and things becomes much more easier. So basically, we are talking about Biovibes actually. Okay. Now, what this Biovibes is basically a vibration which is a live energy, and you emit every second around you. It's as simple as that. You need to understand that the Biovibes or bioenergy, the definition of it is it's a live energy which you emit every second around you. Only thing you all don't realize that you have an energy around you and then you don't feel it. So what is happening is you ignore that particular area of important epigenetic factor, which is your energy. Now, what you need to do is at least join us, pick all the information so that you will be able to understand this energy. And then when you start working on this energy and optimize this energy and keep it full, what will happen is the best example I can give you is you have a car which is fully in service and then fantastic. It's in a very good running condition. But if there is no fuel in the tank, your vehicle, you will not be able to take it anywhere. So our journey also is something like that. Your body is there, but you're physically fit, all is there, no problem. But if your energy is not there, your journey will not be able to be taken into the next level of understanding. So for you, the fuel for your journey of life is your energy fields. So you need to keep the energy fields all the time full. That means to say you will be so happy if your car is filled with full tank petrol. You'll be so confident in traveling to any distance. You know where to travel, you know how to travel, you can decide the destination and move forward. The same way, if your energy fields are fully optimal, then what will happen is your interaction with the external world and to the internal world will become optimal, and then everything starts falling in place. It's always said in our whether it's Hinduism or anywhere, what they say is you take one step, the remaining 9 steps God takes it for you. I used to wonder how come God is going to take 9 steps and then you just take one step. But in practical life, now in the past 5 to 8 years of my journey in this, after surrendering to the universe, I noticed that just by thinking that what I want, everything starts falling in place. It just happens down there. So what I felt was, if I can think one, the remaining whole portion is fully completed by the divine. That means the 9th step is taken by the divine. Or in other words, it's the universe, it is already there. So only thing is you need to ask for, you need to look for what exactly you want. Then everything starts happening. Now coming back to the energy fields, what you need to understand is this energy field is something which is been there around you. You can call it as an aura. Now, if you look at our aura, how many of you know that the measurement of your aura, how much is it? Is there any person on this planet Earth where they check your energy and tell you, okay, this is your energy and this is the amount you're supposed to enhance your energy, or you're in the lower frequency or you're supposed to bring it into the higher frequency? This is where my 16 years of research brought me into this situation where I could actually exactly divide our energy fields from 0 to 18 inches, which I measure it to our dowsing rods. And then I have divided this beautiful energy of 0 to 18 into 4 different consciousness. One is your animal conscious, one is your human conscious, the other is your spiritual conscious, and the final is your divine conscious. So there are 4 consciousness, and after all this, once you achieve all this, you can get into the super consciousness, which is the much higher dimension of penetrating into the higher, you can call it into the alien world, or you can call it in the higher spiritual world, but that is all the super conscious. But here what you need to understand is your energy fields are so important that it picks information from the environment and then automatically it stores in your brain. This until this slide was the one which I explained until last week. So now I'm going to continue. This week is with the something to do with your what is it? Five senses. So what you need to understand very simple is we all are here on this planet Earth, wherein we are actually connecting, communicating with this five senses. But as a human being, we have been told human beings have six senses, correct? Now, if you have six senses, are we all functioning with the six senses? Is that what we are all doing? But in reality, if you see 80% of the population, 80% of the population, they are working from the third level. That means third or maximum fourth level of senses, and they are living in that kind of life journey. Now, you need to understand that if at all you want to go into the higher level of senses, six sense is what you and I know. But there are the senses up till 10. Okay, the 11th one is basically the senses how to reach God. That is something much more higher. But let us completely understand this particular concept of the six senses. Now, if you look at the five senses, basically let us look into the five senses. If you're looking at the five senses, it is the touch, your visual, your smell, your auditory, the taste. Okay, now these five senses are the one you and I, every human being on the platform Earth, we all are enjoying this, and we are receiving the information through this particular vibration only. Now, if we can start with, I would rather start from the lower one, which is the taste vibration. If you're looking at the taste vibration, what happens? The moment you put a particular thing, what you want to eat into your mouth, your tongue is only 4 inches. All right. Now, this particular 4 inches tongue is the one which creates the tasty feeling, and you really relish whatever food you want to eat. It can be a biryani rice, it can be a non-vegetarian, it can be a vegetarian, it doesn't matter. But what happens is the moment you put the food onto the tongue receives all the sensation of the particular food, and then it senses to the message to your brain, and the brain picks up this information and it stores it. For example, you put a little bit of sugar in the mouth for the first time in your life as a baby, if they put, and continuously you go on giving the sugar. After some time, the baby already knows, even though it's a grown-up child, the moment instead of sugar, you put a little bit of salt, the baby knows it is not the sugar, it is a salt. Why? Because the taste which is being recorded in the brain is something to do with sweet. Now, here also I want to tell you, what if you are being told that they put the sugar in your on your tongue and then you taste it as a baby? I'm talking as a baby. Now, in case we tell, open your mouth, baby, I'm putting the salt in your mouth. How is it? Is it sweet? What will happen? The baby thinks that you are talking about the salt and you're telling the baby that it is sweet. So what happens? You go on doing the same thing for the baby for some time. After some time, the baby takes it up for granted that the, the sweet one, whatever you're giving, the name of it is called salt. It just assumes that it is what. So what is happening is, if in your life or my life, we all have been conditioned with a situation which we already been told that this is what is this, and then this is what you should do. We have been conditioned in our life. So what is happening is, the moment we have been told that this one is very tasty, like sometime you would have seen, hey, you want to eat biryani, you just go to this restaurant and you try, it is so tasty, when they say that, what will happen? Whether you're going to eat the food there or not, immediately the message goes to your brain and your mouth starts watering. You start salivating and already you're feeling the biryani taste in your mouth. Now, how is that? Because you already know biryani is something very tasty, which you have been told before, you have eaten before, right? Now, this is how the taste, what is happening is we are all addicted actually. And most of the time, if you see here, we don't like bitter things in our life, especially when you take a bitter gourd or anything like even the neem leaves. You tell anybody, hey, just put one neem leaves and munch and then eat it up. They'll say, no, 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 it is so bitter, we cannot eat. Because from childhood, we have been bombarded with sweetness, And we have been told that sweet is the only thing you should enjoy in life. But in reality, the more bitter things you eat, the more healthier for you in your life. So when it comes up to taste, the first thing you need to understand is you are receiving the information through the taste to your brain and you have recorded it, nothing else. So every time you eat something, you realize that this particular food is what you ate before and it is what you're eating now. But anything new, the brain will just start looking at what is this new thing which you are eating. But at the end of the day, if you have been told that the new particular thing is a new, probably a new food which you have created and we are giving it to you, if it is going to be tasty, automatically you will look for it the next time. So one of the ways of we are picking up the information of the energy is through the taste. Then comes your hearing. Now, hearing also, if you are trying to tell something to a particular person, it could be something very spiritual or something very beautiful, something very nice. What is happening is the auditory vibration. It goes inside. We have something called a tympanic membrane, and from there it vibrates. Then there are three small bones. From there it goes inside. The nerves picks up those information, takes it to your brain, and then tells you back what exactly we are talking and what exactly the message you are giving. So the whole process of learning, even through auditory, it is happening. So this is a second method of you picking up the information from the universe. For example, you have been shown the ringing of the bell of a temple or a church. Okay. Now what happens is you just close your eyes and then someone rings the bell. What will happen is you will immediately recognize that it is a temple one. Right? It can be even the calling bell in your home. Once you recognize that this particular sound is your home one, or even your phone, the ringing tone, the ringtone, you can set your ringtone to a particular person when they are calling, So what happens when that particular person call, your ringtone will be different and you immediately recognize that. So what is happening is you are able to receive the information through the auditory vibration. So this is the second vibration. Then comes your smell vibration. The smell vibration also is something you just smell the food. It can be smelling of the flowers or smelling of the environment. Especially when you look at after the rain, the ozone smell of the environment down there is so nice because it's full of oxygen. So you feel nice. The same way when you go to a garden and when you smell the rose flower smell, you feel nice. So there are certain smells also which will give you a feeling of lightness, feeling of goodness, feeling of happiness. But at the same time, if you go to a mortuary or a cemetery where there is a dead corpse down there, the smell will be different. The burnt body smell is different. So what is happening? That also your body can recognize. So the moment something bad is coming, you will be able to pick it up. So in that way, the third way of picking up information from the environment is through a smell. Then comes visual. This is the most beautiful part of our human being is when you see what happens. You see the beautiful things in life, especially when you go to the nature and then when especially it could be the water fountain or a waterfall or it could be the seaside or the nature forest or a trekking, anything. When you see the nature and the greenery with all the birds singing, the animals who are walking naturally, you feel very nice. The reason is you're blending yourself with nature. That's the reason many times you will notice that the moment you go to nature and come back, for the next 1 week to 2 weeks, you will be so comfortable, you will be so happy. Because after living in a concrete jungle like in a town, definitely this kind of outing, going and visualizing and going and feeling the nature through the visual one is something very beautiful. Here in this situation, I definitely wish to share this beautiful information wherein there are two very important things happen. And in fact, when you go to a temple, there are five senses which are activated. The five senses are already activated when you go to a temple, right from the visual to the auditory to the smell to the taste where you take the tirtham, and then finally your touch vibration will come when you are taking the arati. Finally, when you touch the particular arati, you're completing all the five senses. This is one of the most beautiful thing which can happen to you whenever you are going to a temple. So what you need to understand, especially when you go to a temple, is you please feel all the five senses of your body, and then you have to just blend with that situation and then start enjoying every moment of it. So what will happen is the moment you start blending yourself with the environment down there with all the five senses, so what happens is your soul becomes so beautifully and happy. The moment you come out of your temple, what can happen is for the next 1 week, your brain waves will start moving at a very slow pace. When your brain waves are moving at a very slow pace, what will happen is you will be able to pick all the information from the environment, and from you also to express your information from you also will be there interacting to the universe. It becomes very beautiful. So you need to have calm brain waves, especially if it can be theta brain waves. You will be able to receive and send signal much more. But as what is her name, our Chandra was telling, that 80% of the people are with a lower frequency. Yes, that is a very, very true situation. Many of us have failed to recognize our five senses of our own self. We have become addicted to the five senses in a different way, and we are trying to do that particular situation we want to. For example, you are eating a non-vegetarian. You love to eat the non-vegetarian and then go on eating and eating and eating. So one day, if you don't eat, what will happen? Nothing will happen. But how many of us are ready to quit that situation and go for a vegetarian diet? How many of you are ready to just go for a water diet? How many of us are go for a fruit diet? Something like that. You need to change. You cannot have the same food all the time. But if you see in this world, everybody will say, I cannot live with us without this particular whatever vegetarian or non-vegetarian food. But many a times we need to understand that we cannot be addicted to these five elements of whatever we have, the five senses. We cannot be addicted to it. So we should know how to disconnect it when we are not when we are supposed to disconnect, and when we are getting supposed to connect it, please get connected. So if at all you are going to a temple and then you get connected with the five senses, don't you think you will get the most beautiful part of the five senses getting activated? It gets balanced, and you will be able to do what you're supposed to do. So you will not get into the addictive mode. And there is one more very beautiful thing I need to let you know, especially this will happen to you when you go to a temple, is the two beautiful things can happen is one is the visual, the second one is your auditory. Especially when you are going to a temple and when you hear the ring of the bell of the temple, and or you can listen to the nadaswaram down the temple when they are playing that particular tawil and all. What will happen is it goes through the auditory and then activates your midbrain. This is something very, very scientific. Huh? Your auditory vibration will go and activate your midbrain. Okay. Now the number two activation happens is through your eyes. Now what happens is when you see the main Mulasthanam or the deity in a temple, even in a church, when you go down there, you will see a lot of beautiful decoration. It's a visual treat for everybody. So in a temple, what happens? The deity is decorated so beautifully with flowers, and the incense sticks which are burned down there. The smell is so beautiful. And when you get connected with the visual vibration to the deity down there, what happens is the second part of your midbrain also gets activated through the visual. So the midbrain activation will happen with the auditory and with your visual. The moment these two are happening, what happens is midbrain activation is a beautiful process wherein you become very calm, and then you can do a lot of work, especially in terms of achieving your goals by doing a midbrain activation. There is an organization in US, they are working on midbrain activation. So what they are doing is they are basically activating the visual and the auditory, and it is called midbrain activation. And there are some sounds also you can create wherein you can activate your midbrain. So by activating the midbrain, it has been told that the moment you activate your brain, automatically your soul gets activated. This is what has been told, and I think it's very much right that the moment these two are connected, automatically you feel so calm, so blissful, so joyful, and you will be within yourself very, very happy. So with this slide, what I would wish to extend to you is you are collecting the information from the environment through your six senses. Now, coming to the six senses, very, very important. How many of us are working with the sixth sense with rationalization? How many of us? If you look at very simple, and I'll just give you an example. A person who is smoking, He knows pretty well that by smoking, he's actually injuring his lungs. He's not only injuring his lungs, he's by smoking out the smoke, he's actually creating an environmental pollution as well. Now, how many of the human beings out there, they know that it is wrong for them to do, but still they continue to do it? So what is happening? Do you think these people are having rationalization? I would say no, definitely not. So that means to say, when you are talking about rationalization, you as a human being should be much, much better than an animal. The animals are supposed to be five senses. Can you believe a lion or a tiger? Okay. When do they go and eat a food? They will only eat or kill a prey only when they feel hungry. Correct? Now, once they are hungry, they will go hunt, then eat. Now, do you think the lion will go and eat the whole, whatever the deer or whatever the prey it hits? No. What it will do is it will eat how much it wants and then leave the rest and go out. Then his colleagues, wherein the other lions, will also go and share the thing and eat. Whereas you and I, as a human being, you tell me, how many of us we share what we have with us? The moment someone tells you, hey, from tomorrow onwards, MCO, what happens? Everybody just walks into the 99 market, account market, they will just barge into it. The other day I was seeing one guy, he's picking up almost 50 bread loaves, just taking everything, putting into. And you see the way they were doing is just one guy, picking up everything, and he wants to, so selfish attitude that they want to just for themselves and their family, they take and then go. I was wondering, why are people like this? So this is where rationalization plays such an important role, that how much you need, just take it. The remaining, let me tell you, the universe, the God, or the way whomever you pray, 100% they know how to take care of you. You will be taken care. You don't need to do beyond your means. You just focus on what you need. The remaining part, it will be taken care. So in that way, the rationalization also plays a very, very important role in every human being. Now, the most beautiful part of the information I want to share is, if at all you want to be rational, please listen to this. If at all you want to be rational, there is one criteria from us, one criteria from me. Number one, your vibration, which I was telling you, is from 0 to 18, right? The vibration is from 0 to 18. Now, if you're talking about 0 to 18, your rationalization works only when your vibration is between 10 and above. This is a very clear-cut message I picked up during my research on this 20,000 human beings. I picked it up and then I found that, yeah, only when people with 10 inches and above, they're able to rationalize whatever they do. So this is a very beautiful information one. So if your vibration is high, the advantage for you would be is you would be able to know what you need and what you don't need. What you want is different. What you need is different. Maybe you want more, but what you need is very little. The same way, you will start working on what you need and not what you want. Even the desires of your touch feeling or your visual feeling or your smell or audio or taste, whatever it is. See, what is happening is we all need to balance our journey in whatever we are doing. All the senses needs to be balanced. You cannot overdo, you cannot underdo. It is very important. Why I say this is very important is, you just go to any shop and then you say you want to buy 1 kg of tomato. So what the vendor, what he will do, put 1 kg of weight on one side, the remaining on the other side, you put the tomatoes down there for 1 kg equally. So what happens, he sees the center of the thing, it is balanced. All right. Now, what if the weight is on the other side, wherein the 1 kg weight is put, it's down, and your tomatoes are still up? What you will tell, hey, please put one more tomato and balance it. All right, you balance it. But by chance, if the same vendor puts 2 tomatoes down there and this goes down and your weight goes up, do you think you will be rational enough to tell, hey, no, 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 please pick out that one because I want a balanced tomatoes? That means 1 kg is 1 kg, that's all. How many of us will do this? When you look at, definitely when the guy gives you extra, you'll feel very happy because he's giving it to you, right? It's good enough. I don't deny that I don't say that it's wrong. It's beautiful. So many of us, we are tuned our brain to more than to get balanced. But if it is less, we will ask them, hey, it is less, you better give me. So in that way, rationalization plays a very, very important role in our day-to-day life, and you need to get rationalized and you will get rationalized. So the moment you get rationalized thinking and start working on that particular area, there is something called the seventh sense, which is something more to do with empathy, the feeling of the others, which will happen in the seven senses. That is more of empathy. Now, after the empathy, what will happen is the eight senses is something to do with, you will be a master of a particular field, eight senses. That is basically, it's told that, for example, if you say, I am an ENT surgeon, I'm trained to be an ENT surgeon only in these beautiful three areas. So I'm an ENT surgeon. So that is that you need to be having the eighth. Then comes your ninth one. Ninth one is basically you will be a master of everything. You can be a doctor, you can be a cook, you can be a plumber, you can be an electrician, you can be a mason, like multiple. But the 10th census is basically the 10th intelligence is what you can say is basically understanding how the universe works and how to blend with the universe. This is the 10th intelligence or the 10th census. It can be told in another language like it is the basically understanding who is God. To understand God, you need to get to the 10th census or the 10th intelligence. That is when you get connected to God. The moment you get connected to God, the 10th sense is finished. Then only you have to go to the 11th senses or the 11th intelligence, which is called the door to heaven. When you want to open the door to heaven, it is being told that you should finish all these 10, then only get into the 11. Now, there are two other doors also, which is the 12th and the 13th door, but now it will be too early for me to put you all into that level of understanding. So, for now, understand that we are all interact in this universe through the five senses, and the sixth sense is very important. So, if you claim you're a beautiful human being on this planet Earth, your only criteria is you should have a control over all the five senses. Then the sixth sense comes, which is your rationalization. If you do not have a control over the five senses, let me tell you, you will not be able to use your six senses. You will not be able to. But for all the things to act and then all the particular six senses to work for you, your vibration has to be optimal. Very simple. Once your vibration is optimal, you will be able to do everything perfectly to the requirement, to the particular time and day or a hour, you'll be able to do it. So saying so, we'll go to the next slide. What is happening is we are talking about the senses. Now the next, this one is, we will go to the next sense is your what is the science behind my research? See, we all have to have some kind of a support to say, hey, I'm doing this research with a particular. So I picked up these two beautiful scientists wherein Albert Einstein is one of the top guys in the 19th century, wherein he has done so many theories he has. So now Albert Einstein, one of the very important theory he stated is that we are all a congregation of energy and hence we are all a living mass. Right or wrong? Yes, we are a living mass. Now, if you're a living mass with five senses and with additional six senses as a human being, how do we have to play a role on this planet Earth? We need to really, really work on our five senses and the sixth sense. So automatically in my thing, what happened was when you come to me where I check your energy field, I just see you as a beautiful energy being. That's it, an energy mass. So I check your energy. So by initially when I started my research, it was just a casual one. But to my surprise, when 20,000 human beings have been checked, I really feel that what have I done? It has gone beyond my connectivity. And then I'm doing every day in and out, I'm doing the energy checking. But at the end of the day, the science behind this, I go with the Albert Einstein theory of congregation as a living energy mass. The second most beautiful person, Dr. Emoto from Japan. Now, this beautiful soul has been doing a lot of research on water molecules. So now 2016, he passed away from this beautiful earth, but he did a research on water for almost 35 years. Now, in this 35 years, what he did was he felt and done a research wherein he picked up a lot of information. So he came out with things saying that his research is all on water molecules. So what he states is that water takes up our emotions and we are alive and it is live. That means water has got energy and it is live and it can take up your emotion. This is what he said. So what he did was in his research, for example, I can give you the example down here is we have our Chandra who has been our host here. Okay, now what I do is I take a glass of water and tell the name Chandra to the water. In my clinic down here in Malaysia, I say 3 times or 9 times, Chandra, 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 and say 9 times. Now, what I do is I then cover up the water in a bottle and I send it to Japan. In Japan, Dr. Emoto has got a laboratory wherein they will be charging you 50,000, I think it's 5,000 ringgits. It's 5,000 ringgits they charge to see the molecular structure of the water. Okay. Now, when the water is gone to the laboratory, what they do is they put the they pick up one drop of water and put it in a slide, and then they actually put it in a freezer down there, and then pick it up and then put it under the slide and then see through a microscope. So what will happen is you won't believe. I told the name Chandra, right? You won't believe that this is what will happen. That particular water molecule will take up the face of Chandra and it will show down in the water molecule Chandra's face. Now the question is, how did the water know that Chandra's face is like this? If you want to go and see this on the internet, please put it on the Google, Hitler's face, Hitler. You put Hitler and then the water molecule from Dr. Emoto. You put for Dr. Emoto's name in the YouTube and or in the Google search for his Dr. Emoto and then write down what is the water molecule structure of Hitler. You can see his helmet coming there, in the war zone, how he is. So something like that, every word we speak, the water picks up. So this is how I picked up something to do with your energy fields, and I started checking the energies because your body contains 70% of water. So imagine you are going to think good or unfavorable. Instead of unfavorable, I can say it is bad also. So what will happen is, if a glass of water, I'm going to say, I love you to the water picks up the love vibration and it will show the love vibration in it. The hexagon shape can be seen. But if the same water, if you can say, I hate you to the water 9 times, and when you send it to Japan and see, the whole water will be so murky and totally shapeless. It happens. So what I do is I can show you the energy of the water. When you say I love you to the water, the energy will fully open up. And when you say I hate you to the water, the fully energy will go down, zero. So water takes up your thought patterns, your words, what you speak, and whatever actions you're going to do, everything is taken up by your water inside your body. So now you tell me how you are. If you're a person with sadness today, who is responsible? Is it the outside world or it's you? Because you have been thinking of the sad things in life and the water molecule inside you has changed into a sad molecule. So what will happen? With the sad molecule inside the water, inside the cell level of your body, you will exhibit the same as emotions were automatically. Have you ever seen a person who is sad can become happy? They can become happy for a second and then once again they will go back. Because we have been conditioned in our life most of the time. Some people will say, when I go to a temple or a church, then only I'll be happy. Because they have made their mind like that. Why you cannot make your happiness in your home, is it? Why you cannot make your happiness wherever you are, is it? But we all are in a situation where we want happiness in a particular area only. We think only happiness is available there. Now we need to change. So from today onwards, you all need to understand that every thought, what you think, is what you are, and that is what is your life. So you have sown the seed of goodness, you will enjoy the reap of goodness. If you sow the seed of sadness, you will sow the seed. Definitely the tree of sadness will be there with you. So we need to work on every second in our journey. You will see, as a human being, we all go through a situation where sadness can come in. It's still okay. I don't say you shouldn't feel sadness. You pick it up, but don't give too much of emotion and importance to that. If importance you give to the sadness, automatically the sadness starts growing into a big tree. So this is where you all need to understand that you have to be very, 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 very careful. Now, saying so, what you need to do is, we all are born on this beautiful planet Earth, right? As babies, your energies are very high. But the sad part is, they lose their energy the moment child starts growing. And I found that even a 6 months old baby loses his energy because the parent's energy is low. they in fact influence the energy on the babies. But last time, 10 years ago, when I saw until the age of 5 years, the children were having good vibration. But now the situation is so polluted in whatever you're talking. The mobile phones have totally screwed up the people's mentality, the way they live. In fact, today the parents make it a point that they will buy a iPad or a notepad and give it to the child. Even a 3 months old baby, they'll be putting all the rhymes and all in the thing and then showing it. Can you imagine what kind of, especially the blue rays? This is one important information I want to share you. Your mobile phone and your what is it, your iPad or computers, they all emit something called blue rays. Now, blue rays, even the tube light, let me tell you, the LED tube lights which you are using in your home, they also emit blue light. So this is where if you look at the last time, all the tungsten bulb, the normal tube light, they were never emitting blue light. But today, blue light is the way that wavelength of light is from blue light. So what is happening is much cheaper. So the LED tube lights which you buy outside and for a cheaper price is definitely emitting a lot of blue light. Now, if you see my spectacles, you will be seeing something, a blue tinge down there in this glasses, isn't it? Now, what I have done is I have made it a point that my glass is basically blue light protected glasses. I have picked it up. It is a little expensive. I think in India is around 3 to 4,000. They charge for extra blue light fixing that particular glass. But here in Malaysia, they are charging around 150 ringgits. It's quite cheap actually. Additional to the glasses, you need to go for a blue light. Now the beautiful part is there is a laser torch, torch, where the guy will show you if the glass is not a blue light protected, you put the light, it will penetrate inside the glass and go behind. But this glass, when he puts the light, it doesn't come in. So my eye is protected from the blue light, whether I'm using a mobile phone or I'm using a laptop. So you all need to look into this. Such of those who are all using glasses, please make sure you buy a glass. You spend a little extra, it's still okay. Go for a blue light protected glasses. This is very good. So here, as I told you, children, we are born very beautiful. But now that even though you and I are adults down here, sitting down here, we still can become like babies. We still can go back to our beautiful divine path of life where we are totally non-judgmental and we are in blend with the nature, in blend with the universe. Saying so, even though you may come from any religious background, what you need to understand is we all eat the same way, we sleep the same way, we reproduce the same way, we feel the love the same way, the hatred the same way, emotion the same way, walk the same way, run the same way. So what is happening? 99.99% of the things we do is the same thing, maybe in some different style. Do you have any religious tag on the day we are born? Now you tell me, what religion do you belong to? So people proudly will say, I am a Christian, I am a Hindu, I am a Muslim. What nonsense is it? Basically, who gave you that? It is a path of life where people have been told that you perform this is your particular religion. It's okay, no problem. When in God's creation, when we don't do the above things in the name of religion, why do you need a religion for you to live on this planet? In reality, religion can help you to tune yourself into the right direction. If it is doing so, please be in the religion. But many times we all become, conditioned to a particular religion or a faith, and we are just blindly walking there and ultimately doing what? We neither realize God nor we do what we are supposed to do. But at the end of the day, what we need to understand is whatever faith or a religion you follow, it's beautiful. But nature is one, we all do the same thing. This understanding, if you have, what will happen? You will have universal brotherhood, you will have universal sisterhood, you will have universal human nature and a human being. See, ultimately, whatever you do, if you do not have a proper human being or a human nature within you, come what may, at the end of the day, when you are leaving the planet Earth and going back, you will feel so sad that what did I do? I have been following something, but at the end of the day, what am I doing? Have I been a lovable person? Did I emit the emotion called love to the fellow beings in here? No, most of us, what happens? Who is right and who is wrong? This is what we are all working on. But let me tell you, once you have a good vibration, you will get into a blissful mode and you will definitely walk beyond this religious tags what you have been given to, and then you will start becoming a beautiful human, a blissful being, then automatically you will start following the path of the divine, which is universe. This is what we need to understand. So saying this, I wish to complete my today's talk here. And next week, I'm going to talk about the energy measurements. This is the topic I'll be speaking to you. The coming week will be energy measurements. And that will be very, very interesting because from 0 to 18, and there are 4 different consciousness I'm going to speak. And this will really, really excite you once you know the energy fields, the energy measurements. Then let me tell you, after that, you will never look back. You will start working on the energy field. And saying so, I wish you all a very beautiful, fantastic Sunday. And until I see you back, have a pleasant evening and a pleasant day and a pleasant week. And be careful. And especially with COVID around, wear your mask and if possible, get vaccinated and then protect yourself and have the right nutritious food, do some breathing exercise, take the right vitamins, and your attitude. Your attitude has to be very positive and send a lot of love vibration. Just go on saying, I love myself, I love myself, love your parents, love your brothers, sisters, love your fellow beings. Just go on sending love vibration. And I see you next week. Until then, thank you very much. Jayanti can take over.
Thank you, Doctor. We hope all of us have taken some knowledge about energy and 5 senses. And just a little recap on what Doctor's speech on today. It's about a biovibe. Is the life energy you emit every second around you. And then we recap again on human learning through biovibes, which are processed and stored in our brain. We also know what are the 6 senses. It's not 5, it's 6 senses, which is touch, visual, smell, audio, taste, and rational. So rational sense happens only when your biovibes are 10 inches and above. Then we talk about science behind biovibes, research done by our 2 experts, which is Albert Einstein and also Dr. Emedo from Japan. They are all, don't forget to go and Google about Dr. Imento and about, that's very interesting. You can check about the water molecule, about Hitler. Just go and check in the YouTube. And how water molecule applies to our human body. And last not the least, babies have high level and we know how it's reduced by influencing by the parents and also technologies. Okay, these are the few recap we did it today. And now we go to a sharing section about your experience on today's doctor's speech. So I'm going to call one by one. Please unmute your mic and share your experience. If you have any questions, we can answer on it. So we started with Miss Annie Tiong. Please unmute your mic.